Hey, toy fans! Welcome to another exciting episode of the Toylines podcast. I'm your host Tom Romero, and with me is
Ian Westhoff.
how you doing, Ian?
Doing good, Tommy. How are you?
I'm pumped and I'm angry at the same time, but we're gonna get to that in just a second. I
Right.
did want to announce Happy Independence Day to everybody out there,
Yes, happy 4th.
and I also want to announce our friend Ethan Van Sciver has just started his Cyberfrog campaign. You can sign up now. Go to Indiegogo, register, purchase this amazing set of figures. I mean, right now he's at 141,000. He still has to reach his goal of 400,000 just so we can get the basic figures. This is not even including the stretch goals. But look how cool these figures are. I mean, he wants to beat Hasbro at their game, and it looks like he could do it. Here's modern Cyberfrog right now, fully articulated. I mean, interchangeable heads, two-piece super double joints on the elbows, knees. He's got a T pivot at the midsection. I mean, these are going to be good. He's got stretch goals, extra hands. Here's what I love right here. At 700,000, we're going to get the ouchie head. So basically, his enemy, the Vespus, put a stinger right through his head. How crazy is that? That's friggin' beautiful. By the way, disclaimer, this episode is not going to be for children because I'm going to curse. We got a couple of things. I really am passionate about that. I'm upset.
And
But
Tommy doesn't curse much, actually.
let's get back to it. 800,000, we're going to get fire-powered Cyberfrog. Now, he came with a ton of stuff. This is the 90s Cyberfrog, my favorite, by the way. And I can't wait. He's going to also come with different heads, different hands, a Vespa holding head. I mean, how friggin' badass is that? He just chopped off a bee's head. But here's what I want. Firepower. I don't know why he's got these special gauntlets that, generate firepower. He's got other stuff coming down the line. We got Heather Swain here, Cyberfrog's best friend. Super articulated, same thing. She's going to come with extra heads. Now, at 600,000, here's another stretch goal. And I even told Ethan about this. This is my favorite head, the ponytail head. You can see her face. She's war-driven. I mean, 700,000, we're going to get a smiley head. We can see more. This is just a rendition. We can see more of her face, which is always good because the regular Heather, I think, has too much hair. And then, here's the Vespus. So please, if you're inclined to do so, help them out. Independent creators making their own stuff. And that is what we should be aiming for. Right now he's at 140,000, still short of his goal. Let's help him out. And at the end of this episode, we're going to talk about something special we're doing for the campaign. So like I said, log on to Indiegogo, find Cyberfrog, get these incredible figures. You will not be disappointed. So I read something recently, and I'm about to rant about it because it's really pissing me off. They're making changes to our favorite characters. Now, granted, this has been done for years, but there's characters in particular that I have reached my limit with this. Okay. Why is it these creators are doing something to appease everybody, the masses? We need to get more money. We need to get more eyeballs on this character. But we need a certain change aspects of this character. He's still the spirit, but he's going to please a lot more people other than the collectors, if so. Granted, they've done this in comics. They went back, though. Sure, they pissed some people off, but they always went back. Okay, in a movie, you can't just go back to it. It won't make sense as far as the story. So here's my question to everybody out there, Ian included. Why aren't I good enough? You know, I'm gonna take some Hasbro properties. Like look at Transformers, look at G.I. Joe. Okay. Back in the 80s, my parents supported because they wanted to, keep us happy and stuff. They supported this line. We bought the figures, we bought the toys, the cups, the lunch boxes. We brought it all the way up to present day. But oh, great. Transformers again in a movie. That's fantastic. By the way, Optimus Prime isn't really going to look like Optimus Prime. We need to see his face. We need to have him in flames for some reason. The cartoon looked a bit bulky, so we're going to streamline him. Why? I don't understand. Well, it appeals to more people. Okay, but more people don't care. It's just a Saturday afternoon watching a movie to them. Okay. I still to this day say that the best Transformers movie is Transformers the movie in 1986. Look at G.I. Joe, a real American hero. They're in exosuits. Why? Why is it I'm not good enough now? Why is it my money isn't good enough now to let me see what I've always wanted to see? My favorite heroes live action. When you started, it was me and a whole bunch of other people that brought it to number one, that brought it this far where they're like, all right, here's an IP, which I hate that term, but that's how corporations see it. Here's an IP. Let's make a live action movie. Great. I get to finally see my favorite characters. Yeah, but that's great. And you will see your favorite characters, but they're going to be tweaked a little. Wait, what? Why? Why do my favorite characters have to be tweaked a little? Well, we need a bigger audience. We need to make more money so we can make more toys of the characters that you didn't grow up with. But, it's not really yours anymore. It's us, and we need to make money. And it's all bullshit, folks. Flat out bullshit. We need to do, we need to tweak this character. We need to tweak that character. So when does your character stop being your character and is just an IP because everybody needs to be a part of it?
When the studios buy it, it seems.
And excuse me, real quick. I sound like a bitch right now, and I pardon the term, an ex-girlfriend. Okay. I get it. But you know what? I'm at the point right now where everything's unwatchable at this point, Oh, well, you have your old stuff. I don't want old stuff. Yeah, the old stuff's great. I'll always love the old stuff, and I get it. But you know what? It'd be great to see some new stuff too. I mean, I'm constantly reminded that collectors don't matter. We are a small faction in the great big scheme of things. I got news for you. Kids aren't buying this crap. Okay? All they want to do is play video games and look at their screens. Kids are not buying toys.
They're on TikTok.
They're on TikTok. All they want to do is be popular. All I want to do is play with toys. I mean, I look back and I was like, you know what? I should have gotten into sports. Wayne Gretzky will always be Wayne Gretzky. Sure, the uniform might change, occasionally. Great. That's part of his character. That's part of who he is. But I don't need to see flames on Optimus Prime. I don't need to see Optimus Prime's face. That's not Optimus Prime to me. And I'm an old white Caucasian male. Oh, you got to change with the times and stuff. And that's fine. You want to give Optimus Prime, cell phone capability or something updated? Great. I'm down with that. What I don't understand is why do you have to change him so much? I mean, I've only seen the first Transformers live action or Bayformer movie, and I never went back. Apparently, there's one where Optimus Prime is like ripping out spines and chopping heads off. That's not Optimus Prime. I just they're doing it to all, and all I can't understand. I know I'm verklempt right now, but why aren't I good enough? I was good enough back then when you were starting out, when you came up with this great concept. Why aren't I good enough now to see my characters? And I am going to use my characters because I paid for them. Okay, and even on People of Eternia, when I had Joe Amato, I asked him, when does fandom become ownership? And up to a point, I'm like that right now. Because I've been seeing a lot of things that are just drastically changing these characters, and it's almost unrecognizable. Sure, they may look, some characters may look the same, but their personalities aren't the same. Oh, people change. You know what? Spider-Man should always be married to Mary Jane. That's it. That's been done
I
in the
agree.
comics. Gwen Stacy, God bless her, should be dead. You know,
No more clones.
be no more clones.
Please.
Be original. And that's the whole problem. Nobody has the balls to spend money on originality.
I think you first off, well, several things. Fandom and ownership. It's an interesting topic. That's a whole nother show, really, because it's like,
Oh yeah, I mean, look what they did to Star Wars.
yeah. So like, it's a fine line, right? As Star Wars, so as a Star Wars fan, I will always love the original trilogy, and I will always have passion for it, no matter what. I just do. I'll be like, "F you, Star Wars." I'm sick of what they're doing, but I love it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it comes to a point where it's just like, sometimes you gotta just be like, all right, well, I don't watch the new shows except for the Mandalorian. I haven't watched any of the new animated stuff.
But you know what?
What's
The
that?
Mandalorian, even though it takes place in the Star Wars universe, it's an original
It's very
concept.
original and it has a very old school feel of
That's
um,
exactly what's
McQuarrie
missing.
and the Lucas Star Wars.
And you know what happened? And I'm sorry for I keep cutting you off. People showed up for it. The
People love it.
collectors showed up for it. New people showed up for it. Every kids love this. Women love Baby Yoda. Okay, that's what they. You didn't need to change anything. It's still in the same universe. He's got, he's a Mandalorian, flat out. He's part of Boba Fett's race. You didn't have to change Boba Fett. You didn't have to do anything. You created a brand new
Actually,
character.
if anything, they made Boba Fett cooler. Because Boba Fett
You could
always
say that,
looked
sure.
he looked cool, no doubt about it. He dies like a bitch in Jedi. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not because he's too cool to die that way. And one of my
He
favorite.
escaped the Sarlacc pit. He
That's
beat
right.
it.
In one of my favorite Marvel comics, he escaped it. He fell back in again. But yeah, here you see Boba Fett, and you see the Boba Fett I wanted to see when he's fighting. I'm like, yes, that's what I wanted to see when he's taking down the stormtroopers. I was like, I know we make a joke that he was Fat Fett or whatever we call him,
I can't wait for that figure.
but
Fat Fett.
he took those dudes out so quick, and it was just like, yeah, this is how Boba Fett should be. And you could write him in the books, you could write him in the comics like that, but to see him on the screen, that was great. Um, Another topic I wanted to talk about. I think one of the things is when we were growing up in the '80s, the companies that were putting these toys out cared about story and maybe continuity, especially George Lucas. He was in charge of everything when it comes to Star Wars. But even GI Joe, I mean, these guys who did the cartoons and the comics and the toys, these characters felt real. They felt like they were actual people. In the '80s, late '80s, I was reading
Here's
Batman.
how I see it. In the 80s, these guys were doing their job. They needed to create something new, to sell to kids. They wanted to push it with animation. Great. Nowadays, they're taking concepts that have already been done and they're bastardizing them. They really are. They're like, well, we're in a different time. We need to change this. We need to update this. It's not the same characters. Why can't I enjoy the characters that I help support? Because I'm at the point right now, I don't even want to see anything new. Leave it alone. Right? Come up with something original. And now people are going to say I'm going to kiss ass right now, but you know what? I'm going to take Cyberfrog as an example. Okay. Ethan, or even, to a different extent, Savage Dragon. Eric Larson does some amazing things, and they're all unique. I mean, arguably they're unique for comics because it's been done on Savage Dragon, but he's also done stuff that has happened to Marvel characters a million times. So I'm going back and forth on this. But my point is, these independent characters are always going to be those characters. Cyberfrog isn't all of a sudden going to sprout wings and start flying around because everybody wants to be an angel. He is always going to be Cyberfrog, a wisecracking, frog that saves the day. Savage Dragon's always going to have a fin. He's not going to, I don't know, maybe he will. Eric Larson likes to freak people out with certain things. But the point is, he's doing it for the fans. They're doing it for the fans.
Or the character has
And the
depth,
character,
right?
the character has value. It's good enough for the collectors. It's going to be good enough for the new people. And I'm thinking a lot of these toy companies are missing that point right now. When they created He-Man and Masters of the Universe, they were doing a job. Hey, we messed up on Star Wars. We need something to grab boys. And they did it. They succeeded. It was great. It was a fantastic line, number one for years. Fast forward to 2021. Well, He-Man's got to be smaller. It makes sense. He-Man's got to, I don't know, just it 2000X. Okay, we have to give him a different sword. Fine. Why? Well, it serves the story. Okay, story isn't what happened back in Filmation. All right, well, we're not doing Filmation. We need to reboot it. 2000X was all anime He-Man. That's their goal. Anime was huge at the time. That's where he got that weird haircut, the asterisks on his chest. It'll bring in more kids. Didn't do it. Line died. All I'm saying is, if it was good enough for me back then, I guarantee, and I challenge all you toy companies, I guarantee it'll be good for the masses. Give it a shot. It's so important to tweak. Like before, it was all about, well, I need to put my name on the character. I need to do this. But what you're not realizing is your tweak. Oh yeah, that's an idiot that ruined that character. Is that the legacy you want? You know what legacy I want to see? Hey, look at so and so. Here's my prime example: Todd McFarlane. Spawn is still the same character. Yeah, different things happen to him. His goals might be different, but that's part of the story. Still the same character over 300 issues. 300 popular issues, I might add. The Spawn Kickstarter, number one for action figures. Right? Todd McFarlane knows, hey, if it was good back in 1992, guess what? That same guy is going to be great in 2021. That's all I'm saying. I'm just so frustrated. Come up with something original. Stop messing with the things we love. That's my rant.
That's your rant.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I think one of the problems is that Nowadays, we have people, companies buying up. We have businesses buying up properties. Nickelodeon bought the Turtles. You got Star Wars, who excuse me, you got Disney who bought the Muppets. They bought Lucasfilm. They bought Marvel. Um, it's almost like a monopoly sometimes, and they kind of look at it as okay, we own Star Wars. It made so much money for years. Prequel toys didn't make it so much well. We're gonna make a shitload of money off of this. Do it. And when you look at a, a property like that for the value, you're doing it wrong. Granted, Lucas wanted toys when he created Star Wars. That was one of the things he said is like, well, where are the toys? And at the time, merchandising for toys for a movie, especially toys, did not sell well. Few exceptions, but Star Wars blew the toy market away. That's kind of what started this whole thing. And
Right. And now that they're in Disney's hands,
well, and that's the thing. It's like if you want to do that, you're doing some great stuff, Disney, and then you're doing some stuff. I don't know what you're doing over there. Um, but like
you know what? Give credit where credit's due. Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are doing good things with
they
Star
are,
Wars.
they are.
Disney is screwing up left and right.
Well, I mean,
And now you brought up Turtles. I just want to interject real quick. You brought up Turtles. The last iteration of Turtles tanked. I don't care what anybody said. The toys didn't sell. Nobody was watching those shows. The show is even, I mean, it's canceled overseas. Why? Too many changes. Raphael has to be the leader. Oh, okay, great. Uh, now they're dealing in magic. That's not Ninja Turtles.
they're wizards.
That's not what Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird came up with. I'll be honest with you. I'm very surprised Nickelodeon went along with The Last Ronin. Ian, there are people, and I have this on good authority, there are people at Nickelodeon that don't even know the Ninja Turtles' name.
I'm not surprised. I think
These are the people that are in control of the things we love, and it's killing it.
well, I also think there are people who probably went to business courses and have no interest in any of these toys or properties.
Then
And
why are they in charge?
well, their company bought it, and this guy made so much money. What a product! Give it to Fred. So this dude Fred gets it. He doesn't know what he's doing. And what's popular right now? Well, this, and this. Okay, boom. I think for every company that buys a property, and like kind of like you said, it's kind of like I don't want to call my favorite toy like a property, my favorite toy line or character, because that's not what it is to me. Like
Right.
it's kind of like almost like a
It
person.
has meaning to
It
you.
really, yeah. But they need to have one fan who works for them. I'm not talking about
Well,
like
yeah, because you don't want
somebody who knows the product and could be like,
do it justice.
because you know what?
Not somebody that comes into it and now, I have 30 years of history I need to study.
I mean, nobody's going to do it. Nobody wants to do that. I mean, I would love to learn. Give me that job. I'll do it. But
But at the same time, you also don't want the inmates to run the asylum as well. And I understand that, over fan service, that can also kill a line.
of course, yeah,
So I understand there has to be a balance, but that is what I feel is missing. There's no balance. All they want to see is numbers.
yes. And if there's balance right now, this going.
Yeah, it'll never be in the collector's favor. Only because we're too small.
One of the issues with Disney is the merchandising. I mean, it happened to the Rocketeer. It's kind of like they really looked at that movie more as merchandise, the merchanteer. It's like, what can we make? What this is in the '90s. What can we make with this character? How much can we make it? Get it out there, and then they didn't make such great products. They didn't. They picked a terrible release time between two big summer blockbusters. Um, Granted, it is a loved cult film, but and there are some decent products coming out. But I really think that movie would have blown the summer away if they just put it out at the right time, not in between like a blockbuster kind of thing. Uh, there's always going to be like theories we'll have, and unfortunately, we're the annoying voices to them.
Here, you know
We'll
what?
have
I'm
to
going to
speak.
bring up the Rocketeer real quick because you're the Rocketeer expert.
Thank you. Got my shirt on today.
She's a little girl right now. He
Yeah.
is, or the Rocketeer character is what, a 9-year-old right now?
Yeah, something like that. No,
Now,
go ahead.
I don't know the ratings. The show's no longer
The show has
on.
only lasted one season.
Okay, one season. You want to know why? Because nobody wants to see a 9-year-old in a jetpack. Not even 9-year-olds.
It did get good ratings with kids, and I'm gonna, I did her episode of Rocketeer Radio where I talked about it, and I found when I saw the first episode, I was kind of like, all right, that's cute. And then when I did start the podcast, I went back on and rewatched every episode. And what I found great about the show was all the Easter eggs they hid in it throughout the series of the movie and the comic book.
Oh, yeah. So they could
That's
say,
what I got out of it.
hey, collectors, or hey, fans, or Rocketeer fans, and Dave Steven fans. Yeah, look, here is, I don't know, I don't know, give me something. Yeah, I'm dying here.
Kit
You know,
Secord was the girl's name, the character's name.
no, an Easter egg. Give me an Easter egg.
Oh, Orsino was a character from the comic book. He was a magician. He's a villain in the show.
Okay, great. All right, so yeah, here, collectors. Here's Orsino. We're just like you. This is just like you, except Rocketeer is going to be a tiny little girl flying a jetpack.
And
You know,
they did change the helmet, which
see, even that.
yeah. Now, uh,
Now, why you've
it,
been supporting Dave Stevens and Rocketeer since you discovered them? Okay, why can't they make a Rocketeer show for you that you've been supporting this whole time? Why is it good enough for you to enjoy, but not the next guy
uh,
or a girl?
see, I don't know. I think they really should have went with kind of an animated show for like after school crowd, kind of like when we'd come home and
Exactly.
you get like a GI Joe action show. It's really what the Rocketeer is. I would love to have seen that. I would love to have seen toys made of that, but they made nothing for this new Rocketeer, and I would at least have bought an action figure of her. I give them what I liked about the show. I give them credit. They kept her related to Cliff Secord. She's the great granddaughter, I believe. If I
Yeah, to appease the hardcore fans.
right, but
But it's not Rocketeer. Well, all right, let me ask you this:
yeah.
is it Rocketeer? Is the 9-year-old a formidable Rocketeer? Like, can she go up against Nazis? Can she go up against?
No,
I don't know.
the villains were all goofy. She's no.
See, why do they have to change it? It lasted one season for a reason.
I think the show could have lasted longer because the writing was good.
Yeah,
I think it was
but
them. It was the
but
company.
in reality, nobody was watching it. That's why it got canceled.
Right.
It wasn't over budget. I'm sure, like Ducktales. You know,
Well, DuckTales is a great show. It had
what
good
I,
stories.
but what I'm getting at is why aren't we good enough to see Cliff Secord fight Nazis
I don't think Disney knows what to do with it.
on prime time?
To be
No,
honest,
not even prime time, just on Disney Plus.
yeah, that would be a great place.
You know,
They don't know what to do with the character,
that's my problem.
except to make merchandise every so often.
These companies are sitting on on our favorite characters, wondering why they're not succeeding. They're not succeeding because I don't know, because it was a classic story that isn't updated for today's audience, even though we tried. Now, I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Look at Dragon Ball. Look at manga comics right now. They're destroying American comics. Destroying. Marvel Comics is in the dust. The only things that are succeeding originality, and if it's a classic property, they're still going at it. You know, Goku will always be Goku. You know, he's always going to be Dragon Ball Z. His life may change. He's got kids. He may have grandkids. But Goku is the star of the show. People love seeing Goku for years. Granted, he grew up. He started off as a child, but they're doing it right because they understand this is a great character. We don't need to tweak him. We don't need to, I don't know, something ridiculous.
And comics in Japan are so different compared to here, where they're adults read them. They read them waiting for the train to go to work. You know,
And I bet they've been reading them since they were a child.
yeah, most likely some of them have been around for that long. I'm
Exactly.
not, obviously, I don't know too much about some of the books that are popular, but I would say probably some of them are been around that long.
Yeah. They know what they're doing. And up to a point, BBC knew what they were doing with Doctor Who. Now, granted, I have no problem with Jodie Whittaker. She's a fantastic doctor, and I hate the fact that everybody dumps on her because she's a female. Dump on the creators because they needed to change it. We need to have, we need to represent everybody on the TARDIS.
It's
There you
also
go.
another thing is that
You could do it season per season. Jodie Whittaker is an excellent actress. I enjoy her, and you can hate me if you want, but I enjoy her as the Doctor. I think she's had some crappy adventures, but I don't blame her. I blame the creators because these people are not original enough. They're trying to do what everybody else is doing, and they're wondering why they're failing.
don't hate the actor, you can hate the character. It's
Well, don't hate the character. I mean, you love the
but see,
character,
the
but
difference is that when you take it to that level and that you hate the character, so you take it out on the actor or actress when you see them.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
but so and
Because I mean, like I said,
but then you have the characters that you love to hate. You get Snape and Dolores Umbridge, and they were played so well. You know, those are the characters that you love. They're great villains. Well, Snape's not a villain, but they're great characters. That's awesome. But you know,
right. I'm not blame. My point is,
yeah,
I'm
I
not
know what you're saying.
blaming. Yeah, I'm not blaming Jodie Whittaker. She's a fantastic actress.
Yeah, she didn't write the script.
Right. Exactly. She just got caught in the middle. Okay. Let me tell you something. You can put another different female in that, as the Doctor. And if you got the same people trying to do the same exact thing, you're going to get the same exact results. You know, over 50 years of Doctor Who, all of a sudden we need to change him. We need to make this character, before everything else. Now, she created the Time Lords or something ridiculous like that. What I'm saying is, don't try to appease everybody because it's never going to win. It's never going to happen.
No, what I want to know is, let's just say 20 years from now, will things change and they go back to how we remember the characters? There's always that possibility. There's always
Well,
that.
in 20 years, here's what I want to say. 20 years, hey, you remember the Ninja Turtles? That was a great book. That was a great cartoon. That was a great action figure series. Okay. But look at Task Force or brand new originality wave one. That's what I want to see 20 years from now. I don't want to see the rehash of everything because you know what? There's going to come a point where they're going to tweak it so much. These characters aren't even going to be recognizable in 20 years. That's my fear. You know,
Yeah.
He-Man isn't going to be a barbarian or, a king of Eternia. He's going to be a businessman. He's going to open up. Yeah.
Wear a suit.
Because that's how,
He works at Office Grayskull.
because exactly. Yeah. Yeah. The firm of Adam and Tila, Eternian defenders.
Duncan Adamantila. Yeah.
I mean, stuff like that is it pisses me off because that's not He-Man. He's going to walk into court by the power of litigation. It's not going to work.
Raises his briefcase.
Pretty much. I don't want to see that 20 years from now. I want to see new original concepts. Like, look in the 90s. Think about this. They
90s
brought in
had a slew of new things.
exactly. They brought in the Power Rangers. It's still going strong to this day. Sure, it's got about 1 billion incarnations of it now, but it's still going strong. They didn't tweak it so much as to actually ruin the property.
Here's what I think.
Although some people would say they did when Power Rangers was at Disney.
Here's the thing. I Ghostbusters, I'm a fan. It's coming out in November. Um, I'm really looking forward to it, and it's a sequel of sorts to the original series. And I really love the first movie. The second one was okay. The female one, I watch it when it's on. There's some good scenes in it,
Yeah,
but
exactly. That's
I
a
love
great
the
point.
first movie, and a great what they're doing. I feel, and I haven't seen the movie obviously, so how do I know? But this movie is going to kind of like pay homage to the original and start its own possible series, but it looks good, and it's keeping up with the Ghostbusters line.
Right.
It's been a long time, even before the female film, that we had Ghostbusters. So maybe was it Ghostbusters, Extreme Ghostbusters? But it generated many things. IDW did a great comic book, well written. Love the art. I would love to see 20 years from now a new Batman graphic novel that's going to blow me away, like how the Court of Owls did. I don't want to see Batman, or like you're saying with He-Man. I don't want to see. I want if you can come up with a new story for this character, then great. You're putting this character into unexplained or what's the word, Tom? Into a new situation,
Right.
and
And
that's
that's
interesting.
fine.
Yeah, that's great.
But you know what? In comics, depending on the series, you have enough time where it's still the same character. This is still the same Bruce Wayne, billionaire, playboy. Something different happened to him.
I would
Oh,
like to see.
that's great, but it's not so much of a change. Like comics, Kevin Smith put it best. Comics, you're always going to be in Act Two. And that's understandable because you still want this. You know what? For some reason, toys, especially toys in a different medium, it's not, to me, it doesn't feel like an Act Two. To me, it feels like a whole different play. You know, like
I
like
would.
again with Transformers. There's been 1,000 different versions of Optimus Prime. There's Optimus Primal if you like dinosaurs. There's Flame Optimus Prime if you like that. Yeah, there's even a fire truck Optimus Prime. You know, but yet you go up to anybody that's a true Transformers fan, they're gonna be like, "What does Optimus Prime transform into?" Oh, that's simple, a tractor trailer. That's what I'm. That's my whole purpose. I stop changing our characters. And nothing wrong with the characters. Put them in different situations. Make them grow. Don't start from scratch. The worst word in my vocabulary right now is reboot.
I knew you were going to say
I
that.
I hate that word. I literally despise that word.
Now, if you're going to start from scratch with something,
Then make it
instead of
original.
exactly instead of starting from
Make
scratch
it
with something that already
original.
exists,
Stop
create a new
changing.
character.
Exactly. Stop changing characters to appease everybody.
But and the thing is, you create a new character, you're going to possibly create something that's really cool, and you're going to create a new fan base, and
Holy
that would be great.
Holy intelligence, Ian, you broke the code. You have literally broken the code.
Thank you. Like,
You know, I
it
mean,
was, it was tough to crack. I tell you.
this, but you know what? There are people at Mattel right now. There are people at Hasbro right now that can't
Don't
fathom that.
understand that. Yeah.
You know, that's what. Let me tell you something. Now that we're on this discussion, Scott Knightlick. I know some people. He's very controversial. Scott Knightlick did something so incredibly amazing. I mean, it was something so simple though. 2000X, they wanted more diversity. So they took Zodak and they gave him a race swap. They made him African. Okay. And I'm using that term loosely only because there's no Africa on Eternia, not that I know of. Okay, so great. There's a Zodak, he's black, diversity checked. Okay. Years later, classics came along. Okay. Now you can ask Scott about it. He's going to tell you, well, look, I just wanted to sell more toys. He took that Zodak and he created an original character for classics. He put him right next to the Caucasian Zodak, and there were two original characters. Zodak, the Caucasian, is from outer space. The African Zodak is a mystic enforcer. He works in magic. He's got these cool tattoos. That makes sense to me because you took the same concept and you created two different characters out of that concept. That is intelligence. That is what collectors want. Like, I don't feel cheated. I don't feel that Zodak from 2000X is now this whole different person because Filmation Zodak, let's say, wasn't good enough. That is what is missing from pop culture nowadays. I challenge anybody with, a producer, somebody with money or power, create something new. Stop gambling on an IP that happened years ago that all of a sudden you're going to change it and make it better for everybody. It doesn't work. Like, seriously, what reboot successfully? I mean, granted, mathematically, I'm sure there has to be one or two out there. I can't come up with any off the top of my head, but the majority of it fails.
I think Star Wars would have worked if they had a plan before they started.
Yeah, you know what though?
Because the
Yes,
first,
I mean I blame Ryan Johnson. I
well,
hate the Last Jedi flat out.
here's the thing: you have one movie. Well, you have seven, which was a great. I like it. I think it's a great movie, and it's starting off somewhere, and then it's like handing that pen and pencil to somebody and say, "Here, write this next movie. Do whatever you want." If they had an idea in mind, this is what we want to see. This is the story. Here's your outline. This is what you got to stick to. Go. It might have worked a lot better. I mean, they pulled in money, but
Well,
they were kind of all over the place.
anything, and that's why I feel Star Wars has the most angriest fan base right now. Is because you can put anything Star Wars, even crap, you're guaranteed $1 million at least, or 500 million. Because these fans are so passionate about what they originally remembered. They're going to attach, episodes 1, 2, and 3. Nobody really was a fan of till later on. They found an appreciation of it. But now, is it because they hate 7, 8, and 9? Who
I don't know.
knows? But I
Dave
mean,
Filoni did explain it well on
yes, and that's why, and it makes so much perfect sense about 1, 2, and 3.
right, but and still, this despite that, I am an original trilogy non-special edition guy. That's what I want to see. Actually, that's what I want on Disney Plus. I don't want to watch the special editions, but that's what's there, so I watch it.
Right.
I have the DVDs that has the original trilogy as a bonus, so I can watch it when I want to. Special edition, I kind of think wasn't so special, but this is how it is. My choice in this matter is, do I buy this product or not? And that's how I kind of make a statement. If I don't like it, I'm not going to buy it. Um, it's not a big statement because I'm just one tiny little person, but you know, passion. When you get passionate about something, I guess this is why sports fans get so passionate about their team and yell at the TV or fight with another team, fan of another team. And I
Right,
guess,
but their players aren't going to change. Maybe they may change positions, they may retire, but
right.
there's,
I'm
like I
just
said,
more like fandom wise.
right. Wayne Gretzky is always going to be Wayne Gretzky.
Number 99.
Michael Jordan. I, I don't
I
care.
didn't
I'm
know
going
what
to
the
say
record
it.
was.
Great 23. Greatest basketball player that ever lived. He's always going to be Michael Jordan. Granted, yeah, he's going to pick up golf or take up baseball,
Why not? I mean,
but guess what? He went back to basketball. He retired at basketball. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you can have our characters experience different things, but make them the same character. Keep them the same. You want to do something different? Create something different. You want to add to the mythology? Great. Look what the Turtles did in IDW. They have Jenica now, the second female fifth turtle.
you know what I say? If you want to do something really incredible, stick to your original concept and have continuity.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the only.
Don't,
You solved it.
not that, and you don't need to have, for any Tolkien fans out there, like a Silmarillion Bible to follow. That's, I think maybe one person probably got that reference, but
It wasn't me.
yeah, it's
Sorry.
no, I didn't.
Well, you know what? You bring up a good point because look at what Amazon's doing to Lord of the Rings.
I'm very disappointed. I'm not
It's
even watching it.
their yeah, it's their Game of Thrones.
And you know what?
Hobbits are having sex.
They bought it. They got the license. They're doing it. That's what they want to do, and I choose not to watch it. It's that simple.
Right.
Um, like
But it's a prequel, so they're not. Is it a prequel?
I don't even know. Yes, I believe so. But here's the
Okay,
thing.
but your characters aren't like we're not going to see Legolas in this. We're
No,
not going to see.
I don't know the exact age. Just so Lord of the Rings is the third age of Middle Earth. So I'm
Right.
not sure what timeline it'll be in. Tolkien has an entire history of Middle Earth written out. Um, I'm not sure where it lies. Um,
But up to an extent, I mean, I'm not a big fan of prequels either, but I blame for Lucas because ever since he came out with a prequel,
well,
everybody wants to do prequels.
first prequel
Because
he
with
did.
me, characters should always move forward.
Remember this, though, Tom. Before he did the Star Wars prequels, Temple of Doom is a prequel.
Oh, that's right. Okay, good
Um,
point. Well, all right, then George Lucas popularized them. Because I want to see,
trilogy.
my characters move forward. I don't care where they've been. They want to talk about, they want to sit at a bar or something and reminisce. Great, that's a one. That's a mini series or something. I don't need to see, you know, the conception of Anakin Skywalker. I don't need to see Anakin in kindergarten. I know he's going to grow up to be Darth Vader.
There's something really cool about not knowing, in a way, starting at episode 4 and not knowing, and just having these things mentioned, the Clone Wars, and not knowing what they are. There's something kind of cool about that.
Yeah, but isn't
And
that part of the mystery?
that's what
Because
I'm saying.
look
That's
at
what I want.
Solo. The Kessel Run. Okay, way disappointing
Right.
in,
And I'm
in
gonna say
visually.
I did enjoy that movie, um, but
Yeah, I also enjoyed Solo too. But you know what? I don't need to. I don't need to see everything they talked about.
right,
Everything that made them great.
I like.
I. It's so much better in your head.
Well, that's the problem, and I think that's one of the issues with the prequels. Is we heard about the Clone Wars. I'm thinking there's, at least my idea was like, oh, they cloned Jedi's, and they were those. That's what was fighting.
Right,
Um,
but here's my problem with that. One of the best things that came out of the Clone Wars was, in my opinion, was the Bad Batch. Okay, now episodes 4, 5, and 6. Obi-Wan fought right next to the Bad Batch. Never mentioned it to Luke. And
Yeah,
let's
you know,
think about this now. Saying that's my whole problem with Rogue One. That's why I didn't enjoy it.
well,
You
the
know,
problem with that then would be like the continuity wise. You're talking about a movie
exactly.
that was made previously, and now you're adding to it, so you can't put words into these characters' mouths.
That's right.
So,
Like, where were these Death Troopers in 4, 5, and 6?
right,
All of a sudden, they just, all right, well, we're gonna retire them.
that's right.
It
Not just that.
just you can't make a prequel better than the original. Or not better, but you can't make it shinier and newer than what's already been done. It doesn't work, like, continuity wise.
I still think it's. Let's just for a moment say the prequels never happened, and 4, 5, and 6 that was it. I think there's something really cool about that.
Exactly.
And let's just also go one further because Star Wars, whether Lucas made the prequels or not, Star Wars was making a comeback. I honestly think because people missed it, people wanted more. The merchandise was selling again. What if?
And that's
And
fine.
this is just a what if. But if Disney bought it and made the Mandalorian, what if we just had like the original and the Mandalorian? That would
Right.
be pretty cool too.
Right. But you know what? With the Mandalorian, you could be like, hey, remember through 4, 5, and 6? We could do like, the Mandalorian is your gateway, but you can also say, hey, remember Star Wars? Here's a new Luke Skywalker. Here's, Darth Vader. But you can still appreciate it, but at the same time, you also can appreciate the Mandalorian.
Yes, which
That that's my whole thing. You can have originality, and then hey, this is where this concept originated from.
it's this is a
There's no change. There's just appreciation at that point. You want to make changes, great, but you know what? I don't ever want to see Luke Skywalker throw a lightsaber. You know what I'm saying? That that to me, I mean, he even corrected it in Rise of Skywalker. He's like, you should have more respect for this. That's what you don't need to change the character to make it more interesting, to make mass appeal. Character's fine. You just need to show him or her in a better light. That's my whole rant.
I think this is something we'll probably come back to, um, because
Well, yeah, this is what I talked about with Joe Mano on People of Eternia.
I mean,
You
what
know?
I'm like, we could just probably have a whole podcast about this,
Oh yeah,
you
easily.
know, because these are things that it's part of what gets you fired up as a fan. It's just your passion, your investment in the character. Um, you know,
Exactly. So we've ranted and read. Are you good? I just
I enjoyed listening.
okay. Sorry.
I,
So let's
we gotta
I
get
know
to some
we
news.
50. Yeah, let's get to some news real quick.
There's
Okay,
a lot of
so
here's the news, folks. There's a lot of toys coming out. Good night.
yeah.
We
All
have
right,
more minutes.
so we're in July, so normally San Diego will be coming out, so a lot of these toy companies are secretly announcing exclusives,
Is there a
including
Comic Con this year?
November.
Um, no, I mean San Diego. There's no San Diego.
In November.
Oh, in November.
They're doing
They're
a
pushing it
small
back.
show.
Okay,
And then
next year
New
then.
York, yeah, New York is coming up in October, and
Okay.
then I have PowerCon in September, so I'm looking forward to that. But they are making exclusives anyway, so here is from G.I. Joe Classified Zartan with new box art. And
Whoa, look at all those heads.
yeah, how cool is
Snake
that?
Eyes and Storm Shadow.
Well, Zartan can disguise himself into
Yeah,
anybody.
yeah, yeah. That's pretty interesting.
That is. Now, here is the challenge, just like at San Diego. How many of these are we going to see? How many of these will actually go to a hardcore GI Joe collector. And I really hope they don't have to go crazy looking for them, because something like this, I mean, look how cool this is
Wow.
going to sell out in seconds. You know, the
Definitely.
removable hood. I mean, his weapons. I wouldn't even be surprised if, like in the original, you know, if it changed color, or if he changed
Oh
colors.
yeah, that's right. This was a great toy too when it first came out. We had that one face that came off.
Oh yeah,
That was such a great toy.
yeah. Now we're in the age of removable heads, so
Yeah,
so that is pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that.
nice
So,
packaging too. The way they set this up is
oh
just
yeah, it's beautiful.
this is a really oh, and look, what is it? The box turns so you can have each head in there.
Yeah.
You know what I would love to see? This is just a joke, but like the Groucho Marx glass, nose and a mustache. I would like to see that one day. But yeah, this is actually a really cool toy.
So, Masters of the Universe Revelations has announced a coloring book from Buzz Pop, so that's pretty cool. They've also announced some new Revelation minis, including the Sorceress, Mercenary Tila, which I'm assuming is, the haircut Tila, Faker, Beastman, and a mini Skelegod, all coming out very soon. Last I heard it was in October. And then since we're on the Revelations, they came out, Netflix released a new trailer, the second trailer. Now, you want to hear something interesting about this?
I don't know who this guy is actually.
This Man in Arms.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, he's old now.
He is. Look at him.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, this is a figure I want to say.
That looks
He
pretty
looks
cool,
awesome.
actually. Yeah.
But so get this. So San Diego Comic Con, or Comic Con at Home, the San Diego version, is doing a Kevin Smith panel. Part of that panel included the new Revelations trailer, except it leaked out early. So there were bootleg versions of this, and Netflix was like, "No, let's do it proper." So they released it minutes after the leak.
That's pretty smart.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Damage control.
yeah, exactly. Also, in the European version, or in the bootleg version, spoilers. I don't want to ruin anything for anybody, but spoilers.
Mhm.
3, 2, 1. Man at Arms tells Tila, "You are the new Man at Arms." So I guess Duncan's retiring.
He's gonna open up a little coffee shop.
Yeah, and turning coffee. Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that. Yeah, I just had some this morning. Turning coffee. Now here's Triclops and his newfound glory. Now these look like horde wraiths to me, but that'd
I
be
have
interesting if they were.
no idea what's going on in this picture.
So I guess something happens, and well, the whole premise is magic is lost in Eternia. It's up to Tila to get it back.
But
He-Man is somehow connected.
Tricop
The
is what standing up with his arm raised,
Yes,
and what's that? What's one of those toys they sold that he's standing on?
a Roton.
A Roton. All
Yes.
right. All right. Go
So
ahead.
yeah, he gains some sort of power, and maybe he's a cult.
Yeah. Okay.
But these guys in the hoods remind me of horde wraiths, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. July 23rd, Masters of the Universe Revelations. Hopefully, it will be good. I've heard both sides at this point, so I just hope I'm not disappointed. But here's something that no one will ever be disappointed in: the Mezco 112 Roadblock.
Very
It
cool.
seems like every time Hasbro releases a figure, Mezco is following behind. So I don't know if that's marketing on purpose or not. But so Roadblock here comes with 3 different heads, a whole slew of hands, grenades, weapons, helmet.
And it's all fabric clothing.
Yes, most of
That's
it,
cool.
or soft goods.
Yeah, soft goods. Thank you.
Yeah, like you can have. I always did like him in the vest when we saw him on the GI Joe movie, the animated one.
Hmm.
And like comes with his guns, some some bolts. I forgot what they're
Looks
referred
like it's
to.
got a for the machine gun, got some bullets to hang off it.
Yeah, that's just a Mezco genius.
Yeah, the
See,
detail.
these guys get it. They don't want to change it. They want to enhance it. They want to give you the what you've always wanted.
They basically are giving you when you picture it in your head.
Yes,
You
pretty
know,
much.
the detail that you see
They're
in real life.
making, yeah, they're just bringing it to life at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
From 3.0, the 6-inch Ultraman is available for pre-order. I'm not too familiar with this character, but
Me either. I always say it looks like Jet Jaguar from Godzilla. But actually, Tommy, before you go to the next one,
yep.
on our little notes we have here, what is severed unicorn heads?
Oh, that got crossed out, but
Oh,
yeah,
I
we can.
apologize.
That's fine. We can bring it up.
I didn't know what it
So,
was.
so severed unicorn heads. So our buddy Ethan Van Sciver has Rainbow the Brute. It's a comic coming out. It's supposed to be just like testosterone on the page. So, in his version of the story,
Oh,
unicorns are kind of like insects, if you will. They're normal size, but they bother the hell out of you. So
mhm.
Rainbow the Brute takes no pity on them, so he just starts killing them left and right. So Ethan thought, what a great concept. You remember the Smurfs?
Mhm.
Okay, he was like, wouldn't it be cool if I did that? If I took that PVC concept and just made like erasers
Okay.
or pencil toppers of the severed unicorn heads.
So this is going to be a pencil topper.
Yes,
Interesting.
yes, yep. To go along with his Rainbow the Brute campaign.
And it's interesting. I don't know if this is intentional or not, but the front view of the second head looks
Mhm.
like an ice cream cone upside down with ice cream on it for the hair for the mane.
Yeah,
I don't know if that was intentional. I
he's got a whole bunch of ideas. Like he wants to make scratch and sniff stickers, except one
wow.
smells like urine.
Oh, but I mean that's so 80s right there.
Just because, oh yeah, he's the whole concept is 80s. Like,
It's like
I
Birdie
mean,
Buffalo
Rainbow the Brute,
Rainbow Bright.
exactly.
Yeah,
But for legal reasons, he can't
yeah.
say that. So this got released.
Here we go. Turtles.
Yep, San Diego Comic Con exclusive from NECA. Unconfirmed right now, but because I just happened to see this on Twitter, so this will probably be it. But more stuff's coming along. NECA also released pictures and the pre-orders coming up of Chrome Dome from the animated cartoon.
Oh, okay. He looks like a cross between Stinkor and
And Shredder.
um, Shredder, and I was thinking of the Cylons from Battlestar Galactica.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yep, Chrome Dome will be 10 inches and come with swords, a gun, mini computer, and multiple hands.
What is that, like a Commodore 64?
Oh my god, yeah, you're right.
I'm
Yeah,
just actually just
it's
throwing it
even
out
got
there.
a little
Is it really supposed?
disk drive.
Does it look like one?
Well,
I was just kind of like throwing out a joke. Like,
actually, it looks like a IBM or not IBM, Lisa from Apple. I'm just interested in the disk drive.
that is detailed though.
Yeah. So Rad Plastic is in second printing right now. It's a great book about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures, even figures that were just made to the concept stage.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's in second printing. It's on Kickstarter right now. So if you're into the turtles, this is a great book. I mean, we've had the author right on our show
Hmm. Yeah,
going through it. I mean, there was supposed to be a Star Wars line of turtles.
I'll to have
Remember
seen that.
that?
I
Yeah.
don't. No,
There's a
I,
police line. There was going to be a police line of turtles. There was going to be the original sewer concept had a giant like like Moses head popping out to guide the turtles. I
I
didn't
would
show
like
you
to
the
have seen.
book.
No,
I
but you
gotta
know what?
send it to you.
They did. They did a Star Trek line,
Yes,
so the Star Wars line would have been really cool.
yes. And hint, hint. Hopefully, we can uncover this story on People of Eternia, there was supposed to be a crossover that got canceled. I'm not allowed to say anything about it right now, but hopefully I can bring you that story. It's an amazing story. I'm breaking rules left and right, Ian.
You've been going crazy today, Tom.
So Jurassic Park and Transformers, they merged.
Crossover.
Two I don't know, two great flavors into one.
I do not like the way that looks.
So this is JP93, the transforming transformer. He doesn't have an Autobot symbol, so I don't know which side he's on.
I'm sure you picked up on the meaning of the name.
Yeah, so JP93 and his nemesis, a repainted Megatron from Beast Wars.
Goodness.
Yeah. Up for pre-order right now. So here's 93 in his transformed mode, in his auto mode. Looks very accurate.
It does. Actually, it really does.
Yeah.
Mine's sticking on top.
Right. But looks very accurate. I mean, their transformation modes look great. I mean, the dinosaur mode on Megatron looks very realistic.
Right.
Now, here's a concept that I like. Guns and dinosaurs.
Guns and dinosaurs.
Well, think about this. There used to be
dinosaurs with guns.
There used to be a line called damn it, I can't remember right now.
Cadillacs and dinosaurs.
No. Damn it. I knew it was gonna haunt me. I knew I was
No,
in
getting
my
the brain itch.
I am.
Remember it.
Well, here's Megatron in different colors from Beast Wars, to adapt to the Jurassic Park figure. It's a great figure, it's just basically a straight up repaint. Now, Ian, Playmobil.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you brought this up. As I saw this on the.
How crazy is it? Why would I give a 3-year-old the A Team?
Here's my thought. Why did they even bother making the A Team? So first you had Back to the Future,
right? Ghostbusters, right? Ghostbusters, I can understand.
Why did they not do Star Wars?
Oh, that's a great question.
I mean, I could see that. Sure, this is like the '80s kick, but I don't understand this. I was never a fan of the show, and I would
Really,
love.
I like it.
Yeah, no, I did not watch it, but I would love to see this as a Star Wars line.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Because they do something with Lego, maybe that's why.
Possibly, but Lego's for a more adult audience, whereas Playmobil's straight up for kids.
That's the point.
Dino Riders. God,
I remember hearing about that. Yeah.
Now, why can't we get that back? Now, recently they made Dino Riders as something like the muscle figures, But I mean, they have
the license.
Mattel. Yeah, Mattel can make this.
The thing is, they don't want to, so somebody has to approach them, who is willing to do the money end of it, and it's kind of like who has the you got to get like a hardcore fan in order to be like the guy like I want to bring this back.
Exactly. But we need to tweak it. We need to make them hippies.
Oh, goodness. QCon.
The A Team. I can't believe this. This is crazy for kids.
You know what? They should have done? They should have done Knight Rider. Playmobil. You get the car and Michael Knight.
Yeah.
That would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, that's true.
But I still want Star Wars.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Ian. You were mentioning QCon.
QCon from QMX. Starts July 23rd.
Same time as Revelations.
There you go. Do we know what the exclusives are?
Not a clue.
There are a mystery at the moment. That is this summer.
And then Hasbro Pulse also announced their convention again this year, 2021, in the fall. So I'm just glad PowerCon is coming this year.
Yeah, it's been a while for a con.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to it.
Hoping and praying we continue on the course and we have Toy Fair next year.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I know I probably
Excuse me.
sound like a whiny baby, but I miss going to Toy Fair.
Yeah. Yeah. So, unfortunately for PowerCon, they said it was going to be capped at 5,000 attendees.
It's not a lot when you really think about it.
Well, you know what it was?
Oh, I'm sorry.
They
This is
get a lot of walk-ins.
PowerCon.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Where
remember,
we go?
I remember one year at PowerCon, there was a whole family dressed up as Deadpool. They thought it was just a regular convention. I mean, they still went in. I thought it was a great concept, but they
You know,
were
the
they were
title
misled.
alone, PowerCon. You know, if you don't know like that, it's a reference to He-Man. It could just throw you off that it's like a regular convention.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and also, Super Seven with their Comic Con at Home series is coming back this year. So hopefully, everything will be back to normal and we'll celebrate in San
Yeah.
Diego if we can get tickets.
So tell us
So
about this pre-order. There we go.
Boss Fight. They released Wave One of Popeye Classics, which
Right.
will include Popeye, Bluto, Olive Oil, Sweet Pea, Castor Oil, Eugene the Jeep, and his duck friend.
That's those are my two thoughts. I didn't know who the duck was.
I
And
remember, but I'm shot today.
I thought that was actually Wimpy. I did not know that was castor oil. So thank you for
No,
letting
that's
me
not
know.
Wimpy.
Yeah, so I was like, okay.
Wimpy actually has like somewhat of a mustache,
And he's taller. I was like, why is he so small? But
and
okay.
obviously he's gonna come with a hamburger. So
Yeah, and he's so what? He's related to olive oil in a way.
that's her father.
He's the father. Okay.
Yep.
Popeye looks great.
Right? Is the father? No, the brother. I'm sorry. Wait. You just screwed me up. He's either the brother or the father.
He's
I
related
think.
somehow.
Right. I think Castor. I think Castor might be the brother
And then
or the
their uncle,
father.
their
You know
uncle,
what? No, he's the father because I remember reading a thing the other day that they were doing the father before the brother.
and it was his uncle Motor Oil coming along.
Yeah. Right.
Extra virgin olive oil. We can make jokes like this all day. So that's the pre-order for the whole Popeye
Yep.
game, boss fight,
Yeah.
July 13th, which is right around the corner.
Yeah. Log on to Boss Fight Studios for more information.
It's good to see Popeye coming back.
Yes. And I'm happy he's got a corn pipe in this version.
Yeah, yeah,
See, another thing. Jendy Tartakovsky made a Popeye movie, couldn't include a pipe because apparently it
yeah,
involves smoking.
yeah.
You
They
know,
did that with
I mean, and we're reasonable people growing up. We have common sense. Now,
sure.
how many times have we seen Wolverine or Popeye light one up?
And I mean,
A smoke, a cigar or smoke.
all the time. And here's even one further.
Have you
Back,
ever smoked in your life?
I tried one cigarette once and I coughed like my brains out. So I don't.
Okay,
I do
but
not smoke.
was it because of
No,
Wolverine?
I
Was it
was a
because of Popeye?
I was a teenager. No.
There you go, right
Here's the
there.
thing: when Donald Duck, when I was watching these cartoons on Disney Channel years ago, when he gave his nephews all the cigars and made them smoke it till they got sick,
Yeah, I
that
remember.
didn't make me want to go out and smoke a cigar.
Yeah, and you also went out of the house with pants on.
That's right. That's right.
You know,
Donald Duck does not.
people don't want to be parents. That's the only thing I can think of. You know, my
Yeah.
parents were like, "Don't smoke." I was like, "Okay,
Okay.
done."
If I find out you smoked, I'm gonna. I was like, oh,
Exactly. I could watch it on TV. Listen, I when I first saw Superman and that concept, I didn't want to jump out of a window to see if I could fly because I know I was smart enough to know I'm not Superman.
no, that you couldn't. That's right.
I don't get it. I don't get this world. I always tell people are like, why do you tell people to play with their toys? I was like, because I want to encourage people to not only play with their toys, but get their kids involved. Spend some time with them. Have some sort of commonality.
Yeah.
Life sucks as it is. I mean, spend time with your kids. It also drives me crazy.
Cats in the cradle.
They're all these billboards exist all over LA. Be a father. You have a kid. spend some time with your children. If you need
Be
to be
told.
reminded
Yeah.
or told that you have to spend time with your offspring, there's something wrong there.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
and
it's it's
and I got news for you: a billboard ain't gonna solve it.
no, but it's a horrible thing that you got to see that. Like
Oh yeah, gun-free zone. I've driven through those. I mean, it's
a kid should always know who they're, be able to play with their parents when they're.
exactly,
It's sad.
exactly. But here's something that's not sad. Hasbro first Friday announced Power Rangers, a new line, part of well, not a new line, but part of their Lightning collection. The first one is the fan favorite In Space Phantom Ranger. He was pretty cool. I always liked his design. He was like a space cop.
Interesting.
Yeah, it
Interesting.
comes with some light up effects.
Comes with a fist.
And yep, will be available in November for the great price of $22.99. That's another thing. Prices of toys are going up again. Dino
Yeah.
Charge Green Ranger. He's coming out as part of your collection. Oh, here we go. Space with the light up effect.
And
That
then you also
doesn't
have.
really light up.
Well, that's not space pink.
No, this is Zeo Yellow Ranger with an Aisha head. That's pretty cool. I mean, I get they want you to collect it. I mean, I'm sure it's a marketing thing, but wouldn't it be interesting just to get the whole set out? Because instead of picking and choosing,
Yeah.
like
Probably
seriously, you're probably not going to get the whole Zeo set for another 2 years or so.
Yeah.
That's frustrating. But as you were saying, in Space Pink Ranger is also available, or in November, all the same price, 22.99. Here's
Mm,
her and her Pink Ranger Glory. Now these figures are great. I have all the Mighty Morphin ones. I'm not disappointed. Swappable heads, great accessories, great effects, lightning effects, articulation, colors. I mean, these are top notch figures.
This is a
The
eye guy.
Eye Guy,
I was
the
curious what
monster
he's gonna look
from
like.
the monster from Mighty Morphin.
He's got his eye on you, Tom.
Several.
Yeah, which one? No, it's nothing but.
Yeah.
Imagine the contacts this guy would have to wear.
Can you? That's a good one. All right. Contact Guy. But Hasbro isn't the only one doing Power Rangers. Super 7 also announced their Power Rangers Ultimates, which will include Tommy the Green Ranger, two heads, possessed head and regular Tommy head, his dagger, a couple of guns, sword, swappable arms,
Mhm.
chest
And
piece, morpher, and
hands.
8 hands. Also, from the same wave, Putty, the villainous Rita Repulsive creative enemy.
Not the guy from Seinfeld.
No. The red Zord, excuse me, the red dinosaur Zord. I think this is always a cool concept, a tiny red ranger to place on top of him, just so you can see the scale. So that's pretty cool.
That is kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Super 7 does some innovative. I mean, I'm not going to say this is innovative because actually Tom McFarlane did it, but they take a great idea and they really run with it. They
They
like
give you
improve on it.
your money's worth. They really give it what the
Oh, the
fans want.
Ultimates?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're
So the
fans
only
making toys for fans.
yes, but the only downside to this, you gotta wait forever for the stuff to ship. And I know that's not Brian's fault because he's doing the best he can with him and his team. But I'm still waiting for my Thundercats, my Disney
I guess in the end,
figures,
so long as you get it, that's
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know.
that's true. That's true.
But of
I'm just
course,
I mean,
it's a
I'm
virtue,
I'm
patience.
in I have none. Here's the Mighty Morphin Yellow Ranger trainee and also Aisha.
Who's a little goblin thing?
You know what? That's like deep cuts on Power Rangers. I don't go that deep.
Uh,
He might be I honestly I don't
don't
know.
know.
He might be a
Don't,
villain. I have no idea. It is nice to see the Asian Trini figure because the actress did die.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah,
That's a
car
shame.
accident.
Oh
Yeah,
man, I didn't
yeah.
know that.
So, boy, we're all uplifting spirits today
We
on
are.
Toylines, huh?
What a happy fourth we're making.
Right? Here's something heavy. That's another
I
another
I
happy
love
segue
the
from Super 7 Reaction, the original Planet of the Apes Lawgiver.
the box on this. I love the design because it's so 1980s Star Wars.
Yeah, it's Kenner.
It's yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you can even see the reaction logo.
Directions written just like Henner, and
Yeah.
that's what I love about this. It's just it really makes me remember the my childhood. So very cool. And if you're a Planet of the Apes fan, this is
Oh,
probably
that's right up your
awesome.
alley.
Yeah,
I always preferred the original Planet of the Apes
good book too.
with the guys wearing rubber masks.
Mm.
That never bothered me.
No, for its time, it was you know probably groundbreaking.
Yep. Okay, so let's pop these up and we can discuss them. I'm going to share my screen. I'll get this right someday.
Smoke them if you got them.
But not because Wolverine did it.
Or yeah,
So,
this is super cool.
Hasbro announced the Spider-Man retro card Venom.
So the retro card is from the '90s television show and Toyline,
Correct.
which is just so cool to see again.
There we go. Oh, wrong side. Yeah, swappable heads, all the good stuff. Okay, let's see here if I can actually bring up the figure.
And Venom's coming out in the fall for $31.49.
Here we go. Okay. Okay, don't know why this just blanked out on me. All right, sorry folks, I don't have that picture.
Is that going to be Modoc?
No, that was actually Venom outside the packaging.
Oh, he escaped.
Pretty much. All right, let's get on to Modoc then. Here.
There he is. His
Okay,
little
I don't know why it's doing that
high
now.
chair.
All right, we got some technical difficulties.
It always happens. You practice before, and then you know.
Yeah, but why is it doing? Why is it blanking out though every time I go over?
Oh no.
That is weird. All right, let's. Here, you know what? Let's just jump to McFarlane while
Yeah.
I can
So the
work out this
McFarlane
other
Toys
stuff.
Suicide Squad movie figures. Bloodsport.
Yep,
Explain, Tommy boy.
Bloodsport. He's the guy that shot Superman with a kryptonite bullet.
You don't like that idea, it seems.
I just think it's. I don't know. It's not really. I mean, it's obvious.
Well, he's faster than a
I mean,
speeding bullet.
think about this
Why didn't he outrun it or fly it?
because it was kryptonite.
But it wasn't in it.
And take a guess who gave him the bullet.
Lex Luthor.
There you go.
Why didn't he do it
So
himself?
here he is in his McFarlane-esque
Wait a
glory.
second. Why didn't Lex Luthor
Wait,
just
what?
do it himself?
Oh, because I guess Bloodsport's like a
Like I said.
sharpshooter.
Oh, okay, all right. I was like, okay, that makes sense then. Sorry. And so
Yeah,
he comes with the buildable piece,
of King Shark.
King Shark.
Now we're gonna get to that. So here's the masked version of Bloodsport,
Bloodsport.
and then there's also a unmasked version, also coming with a piece of King Shark. But check this out. Not an exclusive to anywhere, which is kind of unique for McFarlane. So here's that's a good likeness of Idris Elba.
Oh, he played him in the movie?
Yes.
Okay.
So So that is Bloodsport coming out soon. Peacemaker. Here's somebody everybody can root for. Also coming with 2 pieces of the Build-A-Figure of King Shark.
It's like his arms. Right?
Yep. What is that helmet? It's goofy as hell, but McFarlane likeness really
Don't know.
did it
I'm not
nice.
familiar with the character, to be honest with you.
Then here is Peacemaker Unmasked. It's okay.
Looks like the guy from Terminator
He's
2,
he's the wrestler.
the wrestler.
Yeah, I can't.
John Cena?
Yes, thank you.
Oh, okay.
Yes, John Cena will play the Peacemaker. I like the texture. I mean, McFarlane,
Oh, yeah, look at the.
he doesn't miss a beat.
Yeah.
And here's everybody's favorite gal, Harley Quinn,
And a giant pair of baggy pants.
for King Shark. Yeah, there she is. All right, the likeness is it is what it is, but it doesn't give Margot Robbie any justice. But the figure itself is great if you're a Harley Quinn fan.
I guess sometimes, the likenesses are more difficult, or for whatever reason, there's them,
Or
come along.
here's what I'm wondering though. So we're talking about likenesses. Maybe they needed
Their license.
permission, right?
Sure. Carrie Fisher said, she had to with Lucas, and she made a joke every time she looked in a mirror. She owed Lucas money.
Yeah.
So this polka dot man.
Yep.
What's his deal?
Hmm.
Polka dots. Like
he I don't know. He may be he sounded suicidal in the movie.
he just makes me think of what's the guy in the Spider-Man comics? The black dots.
Black dots.
Spot or something like that.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, the polka dot man. Now here's something cool about the polka dot man. So the goggles are interchangeable and removable.
Interesting.
I mean, we've seen this before with McFarlane Batman. So, but it is good that McFarlane loves his variants, but it's good to see that he's not exploiting them. And if you don't want to collect the whole series, you can order your very own gold label King Shark.
So that's cool.
Now, take note, folks, that these pants are a different color than these pants.
Yes, the much darker. Not much,
Right.
but darker.
Right. But that's a difference between the Build-A-Figure and the
What does he come with? Like a
you can get everything. Arm? Severed arm and leg, yeah. Apparently you can put it in his mouth. Yeah. So, but he's a happy guy in his shorts.
Yeah, hey, come on.
Could you imagine seeing something like this at the beach?
I know. It's like, come on, selling ice cream.
Let's hang out.
Yeah. Don't worry, I won't bite.
Yeah.
Much.
So here is a movie that I can't wait to see: Spider-Man Far From Home. Excuse me. Right? No. Right? Far From Home. Right?
I don't even know anymore.
I'm shot. I'm sorry, folks.
Homeschooled. I don't know.
Yeah. J. Jonah Jameson, as portrayed by J.K. Simmons.
Does look like him, but the pose he has, like, I know what they're attempting to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like, get off my lawn, like an old neighbor or something.
I don't care. This might be the first figure from a guy in a suit line that Hasbro's trying to pull off.
Have they ever made a J. Jonah Jameson figure before?
Not with JK's likeness, and that's
so like
my knowledge.
The '90s show they made one.
Well, yeah, from the cartoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
His likeness though, they nailed from like the eyes down.
It's beautiful. Yeah, they did an excellent job of this. Damn you, Parker.
He's great. He's one of the highlights of the Raimi movies too. He's
Oh
just so
yeah,
great in those.
easily.
Yeah.
And here's another gentleman that
Hey, the
we
Doc.
can't wait. Yep, Doc Strange will also be part of this wave with the Eye of Agamotto and his, I
Little
don't know, his magic shields. Or,
power orbs or whatever you want to call them. I
yeah,
I really like that movie, Doctor Strange.
you know.
I think he's great.
Again, really good likeness on on the
Yeah.
figure. I mean
Yes.
that really looks like Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
Cumberbatch, bat,
Ben. Just
Cumber.
call him Ben.
Yeah.
Benedict. The whole name is difficult to pronounce. Like Benedict Cumberbatch. It's almost like a made up name, but
Now here's something. Now we've seen this Spider-Man before, is like Infinity War Spider-Man, but they also gave us this. Now a lot of people are saying this is concept art because the gauntlets look a little different than the rest of the body.
actually,
It's a black and gold Spider-Man.
I heard that the new suit has been leaked on a Lego toy picture.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. Yeah, I
um,
haven't seen. I mean, does
so
it look like him or
I, you know what? I saw the article. I did not read it. That's how dedicated I am to research, folks. I apologize, Tommy.
no? That's
It's
fine.
been a horrible week.
I can't even get Modoc to.
But
We got a whole wave to talk about.
uh, this is an interesting looking Spider-Man. The black and gold. You know, I wish the gold stood out more, but it's pretty cool looking.
Now, do you think this will be the MCU's version of the black suit?
You know what? That's a good question, and
Because I'm not too crazy about
I don't know. I
the
mean,
gold.
I could see it being like a Stark suit, you know, like something he makes with that technology. But honestly, I don't know. I
Yeah,
haven't really been um, following it that much.
gotcha. Now, I forgot to mention this. She's not part of the Suicide Squad line, but McFarlane Toys has also announced Batwoman. Now, we've seen her before, but now it seems like she's starting to appear in stores.
Okay, so this is Batwoman, right? Because
Batwoman Beyond.
thank you. Okay, I was about to say this looks really extremely like Batman Beyond. So they just the batarangs and the outfit and all
Yeah,
that.
she's mostly out of the what do you call it? The comic book series. She's
Huh, okay.
never yeah, she's never really been in the
I have
cartoon.
no Yeah, I had no idea this was a character.
So,
So
and now here's a real character. Now we're getting back on track there, folks.
a real character.
Modoc, what we've been trying to
Yeah,
show you.
giant chair.
Yep, based on the Hulu series and the
It,
Marvel Comics character.
it's like a giant face with Elvis hair in a diaper baby chair.
Well, thank you very much.
Look at the glasses. He does look like Elvis.
Yeah.
That joke was not planned. I don't even know if it was funny, folks, but Tommy, thank you for the follow through.
Yep.
That's great.
Yep.
He's even
So
sneering.
the World Domination Tour collection will feature Modoc in his floating chair with his Elvis face, glasses, and two swappable fists.
Is he
And
supposed?
I guess his agent is Legion.
Wait a second. Is he supposed to look like Elvis?
I don't know. I haven't been watching the show.
Oh, all right. I thought it was just the way he looked. I'm not really familiar with Modoc, but that's
No,
great.
I mean, well, Modoc's never had hair,
Okay.
at least not in the comics. So, and here's Legion, punk rock glory,
Yeah. Take you in the mosh pit.
right? And because I hate to disappoint our fans more times than usual, here is
Oh,
Venom
there's.
outside of the card.
It's interesting because he has that '90s look to the toy, just more
Yeah,
modern day build.
I
Oh,
like this version better than most
yeah. Look at
because
the
they overdo it.
look at they even got the blue for the lighting as paint
Yeah, that looks
around.
cool.
This is a really detailed figure, really nice, but not overdone as well.
Right.
They took the technology of today and made that toy of yesterday.
Yeah, the whole line is excellent.
Are they going to do more of that retro '90s? Do you think?
Oh yeah,
I mean, that
it's
was a great
selling.
that was a great show. So that was it would be cool to see that stuff again.
Yeah, Yeah, it's selling. So yeah, we're gonna see more of that.
Cool.
So that about does it for a
That
extra
does.
long episode.
Yeah. For
Sorry,
Housekeeping.
yeah, sorry we went on so long, but you know what? Here's what I want. I want to hear feedback from you. Do you agree with me? You can tell me to go, go to hell. I
Okay.
just want to know how people feel. I mean, am I an old fart? Am I just, a dumb white male Caucasian that doesn't know what he's talking about? That, am I a dinosaur in my thoughts? So, so, and speaking of which, I just want to leave you with this. Cyberfrog is open on Indiegogo right now. Please, I implore you, if you want to support independent creators that will not tweak your character if you fall in love with them, or if it, not even fall in love, if it means something to you. Okay. This character will always remain Cyberfrog. He may change a little. I mean, he's got a 90s version, but the heart and core of this character will never change. So if you want to support indie collectors, help
Creators.
Ethan out. Yeah, help Ethan out. And I've just been alerted that I can't mention the contest just yet. We are trying to get the legalese figured out, but we will have a Cyberfrog contest so you can win one of these magnificent action figures.
I thought you couldn't say it, Tommy. You just told them to.
Well, the gist of it, I
You
just
just.
can't. Yeah, I can't give out details just
All
yet,
right.
but it is coming.
That's 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 cool.
Did I really say? I'm too upset right now. But yeah, these figures look excellent. I already purchased mine. You can get all of them for $195 right now if you want, or if you want to support, just getting a Cyberfrog figure, $40. I mean, look, folks, he's an independent right now. I mean, even Hasbro stuff is going up. Everything's going up. And it's cheaper than a Super 7 Ultimate. And you're pretty much going to get multiple heads, hands
For $40. Yeah.
for $40. So that's not a bad deal. That's basically where we're at right now. He's at $157,035, 39% of his goal within the first couple of hours. So let's help him. Let's make it. You know what? I know Ian wants to beat the Four Horsemen, and the Four Horsemen have a legion of followers, pun intended. But let's help him out. Okay, let's get some great figures. That'll look great on your shelf, desk, or etc. Or
Wherever you play.
yeah, play with your kids. You know. So good luck to Ethan, and yeah, we'll tell you all the details next week about how you can win a Cyberfrog figure. Thank you to Brian Salvatore for our intro and outro music. Help each other out at hashtag collectors helping collectors. They're very popular on Twitter. Oh, shoot. I even forgot to tell you. Guess what I scored this week?
A what's his name again?
Skelegod.
Skelegod.
Yeah, everybody's been like, oh, we got all ours from Mattel. We got He-Man. So, I'm just like you folks. I got to,
Paid.
track down and hunt. Look how badass this is. This is He-Man's steed right here. Battle Cat. I can't wait to open this up and do a
1989.
proper Toylines review.
There you go. Coming
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah, I still think, I mean, he looks great, but I think the Cringer portion might be a little, too big in scale. Like, this is the perfect Cringer right here so far from Classics.
He's not posable, right? That one?
Well, his head's movable,
Okay.
is articulated, and so is his tail.
Okay.
Had Classics continued, they were going to redo him
Oh, that's
with
cool.
more articulation.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
So yeah, be on the lookout. Now these are out now at Target. So thank you
Just
to
keep
Scott.
trying.
Yeah, thank you to Scott Knightlick over at Spectre Creative. as you can tell, we're on YouTube. Please ring that bell, subscribe, and especially tell a friend. Join the conversation on social media with us: Twitter, Instagram at Toylines, and Facebook at Toylines. And if you're old school, you can email us toyspodcast@gmail.com.
Electronic mail.
Yeah, thank you to our new followers on all our platforms, especially YouTube. I hope we're not disappointing you. I know today was a little rough, but we're you know we're almost at that 1 year mark, so hopefully we'll get better.
We're learning.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? We're actually part timers at this. I mean, there are full time YouTubers that just go crazy. It's a
tough
full time
gig.
business.
It
Yeah,
really
yeah,
is. I mean,
yeah,
we're not
yeah.
complaining. We're
And
just
please enjoy season 1 of Rocketeer Radio, hosted by Ian Westoff.
thank you, sir. Yeah. Um, season 1 is done, and
In the
hopefully
books.
in the books, hopefully there'll be some things you'll like listening to. Um, season 2 is a definite. Things are in the planning stages, so
Nice.
keep out. And the best place for any Rocketeer Radio would be the Instagram page. Twitter, yes, but Instagram is usually updated several times a day because I just seem to not be able to stop myself. So thank you all those who listen and follow. And there's some really great people out there I've met through Rocketeer Radio, which is I think one of the greatest parts of doing it
You
is
meet
like meeting.
Jennifer, Dave Stevens' sister. I mean, how
She's
cool
the
is that?
nicest person. William Stout, and a lot of the listeners are just they're the nicest people. Um, it's a great part. It's a great fandom to be a part of.
Yeah, you're really creating a great community.
Oh, trying. Thank you, sir.
And
And
if you're curious about He-Man,
yes,
please enjoy People of Eternia. We haven't published in a while. I'm a little behind. I got a lot of things going on right now, but I'm sorry, that's really no excuse. But
you do have something.
we are lining up
Oh, nice,
something. I just got another guest that I can't wait to announce.
nice.
Yep, he's part of He-Man lore, and I recently discovered something that again I can't talk about.
He was in the bowels of Castle Grayskull, searching,
Pretty much.
found something that I didn't even know about. Not that I know a lot about He-Man, but it's pretty cool, folks.
It is. You're gonna love it once I can
Once
talk
the
about it.
yeah, once it's
Yes.
we don't want to go to jail.
Well, I don't want to disappoint him because it's really his story to
His
tell.
announcement,
Right. So
and then yeah, and what a story.
yeah. So all three of these podcasts are on your favorite podcasting platform. Please subscribe, give us a rating, or do both. It tells the rest of the world that, hey, maybe we can give these guys a shot. For all the latest toy reviews, please log on to www.toy-lines.com. And if you like what you see here and inclined to do so, please support the channel by purchasing a t-shirt at teespring.com/toylines/store-2. So that about wraps it up.
Well,
Sorry it's
folks,
been
a little belated.
super long.
Happy Fourth for those who will be hearing us later on in the week.
Yep. So good luck to everybody. Play with your toys. We'll see you for our 1 year anniversary.